the drunker friend who like tries to convince everybody that they're fine is way worse.
Yeah.
She's fine.
She's fine.
She broke into the lion enclosure at like midnight and she's like, here, Katie. Her friend's like, she's fine.
Yeah, you don't even know her. She's fine.
She's fine.
You don't even know her.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.
Hey, Townies, welcome to another episode of Dumb People Town. Population U.
Population Ash.
Avital. I love that you turned it. You Ash. Avital Ash.
Yeah.
Avital Ash.
Avital Ash.
The Midwestern person.
Chicago,
saying
yeah.
your name. Where are you from?
I'm from Miami originally.
Ooh, you made it.
Yeah, which is like the home of the dumb people. Not Miami specifically, but Florida.
Florida.
Well, you know, Florida's deal is that all
police
evidence is public record.
Police blotters are
So, which is why they get so much more flack than other states, is because everybody
like
knows.
Mississippi might be worse,
I did
or
not know that.
Right.
Georgia could be worse.
Missouri. Definitely
worse. Where we grew up. So, but,
Worse than Florida, you think?
But it's just that they're just telling everybody.
Wow.
It's like
No.
every
That's crazy.
family has problems, but the
Right.
family that's fighting on the front lawn, everyone
the
thinks
reality
is the
TV
worst.
that's it.
family.
Florida is the
Yeah.
family fighting on the front lawn of
Yeah.
America.
Yeah, it's like, guys, take it inside. People will think you're.
Yeah, man.
I knew there was a show, Germany or Florida, where it was like
Yes.
comparing the crimes of all of Germany to the state of Florida. But I thought that was because we were the worst.
And I don't know if they still do it. Our friends in Chicago who have a great radio show on ESPN 1000, Tom Otto and Mark Silverman, they would do a thing once a week. They would do like Florida or Ohio.
Yeah.
And it would be a headline you'd have to pick. And they would got so into it, they would start picking the actual town too.
Oh,
and a couple
my
times,
God.
Tom Waddle would
Nail the town.
Yeah.
That's
he
so
knows
good.
his Ohio. I mean, he's from
doesn't
there.
Oregon also offer that up? Whatever it is, it's super fun. And you know, we were explaining to you before the show that our amazing fans, the way you do it is you just you can.
And I realized I don't have who sent in this.
Wonderful, Jay. Tweet at us at way to go, Jay. Way to put that in there.
Hey, I've done it a lot. I can't say
we'll
anything.
resurface that and figure it out. But tweet us
Put it in the show notes.
at DPT Podcast and hashtag at Dana Van Kirk and at Randy Sklar Brothers, not Randy.
I like
Sklar,
that you
Sklar
tripped
Brothers.
over your own
Our
name.
own handle.
Because my
Jay
name is
screwed it up.
hard, but Sklar is also hard.
Sklar is so
Sklar's
hard.
so many
Too
consonants in a row.
I'm at Avital Ash, but people all the time, it's like Avital, Avatar. Like, I mean, I
Avatar.
joke about it, but really, yeah, once I was calling about an apartment when I was moving, and she went, Avatar? And I just went, yeah.
Yeah.
She
Yes.
started laughing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, what if that was my name?
I bet you get some great coffee cups when you order and they write your
at
name.
Starbucks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
or-
I say Avi to make it easy if I can't
Sure,
think
yeah.
fast enough.
Yeah, yeah,
and then still it'll always say like Abby or like OBI.
Yeah,
It still
they
will never
can't
be.
OBGYN, all of it. All right, so we got a great story sent to us. So you
have
I'll
right
jump
now.
right into
Hashtag.
it. Sent in by one of our fantastic fans.
Sure.
I'll start with the headline.
Okay.
Man steals one cop car, then steals another cop car in bid to escape. Volusia Sheriff says.
I mean, I guess after you steal one, it kind of doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's like having kids. Like once
get
you
a
have one
taste.
kid, second kid's like not as
Also,
much.
do you think it's also? Do you think for them too, the second cop car wasn't as exciting?
Yeah.
I've kind of done this.
You try
I think
and
that's cool.
He's
That's-
chasing a high,
I'm
right?
not. I don't think this person's dumb. I think this person's a genius.
Well, in my
at a certain
case,
point, it's on the
cops
cops.
are kind of dumb in this
Yes,
story, and that's
exactly.
I'm going to get to it.
Guys, it's like the morning meeting. Guys, again, keys in the car.
Yeah, stop leaving it running. I know you think you're above the law because you are the
No, I
law,
get it.
but
you came from another town where they were like, "Oh, cop car running. I leave it alone." That's not how they are
Like,
here.
first time, shame on you. Second time, shame on them. They
Dan, do you
should have
ever
known.
go to like, or have you ever gone to like a friend who lives in like another city that's not LA, that's a little more relaxed, and they like leave their door like open
yeah.
at night, and
Insane.
you're
This
like,
is
what the?
all of
what
Wisconsin.
are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? You're inviting in the serial killer. Like in my
Well,
mind,
maybe they need something.
Or maybe the serial killer needs a challenge, and if it's unlocked, they're like, too easy and move
too
on.
easy.
Yeah, move on. Yeah.
This
Why,
can't be
why do they
real.
want me in
No.
there?
They think it's a trap. You're now in their head. All right, here we go.
it's a trap.
Let's get into it. A man accused of stealing a Coco, COCOA, one of my favorite Pixar movies.
I know.
Mama Coco.
like that.
A Coco police car on Thursday was forced off Interstate 95 and into some woods.
so this is in Florida.
Wait,
right?
but who is
What's
writing
Coco's
this
a
thing?
place?
Cocoa, Florida?
In Volusia County.
Cocoa, Florida, right?
I think it's
Probably Florida.
Wait a
It's like a
second.
Cocoa Beach, but
Cocoa Beach.
calling it Cocoa seems
Cocoa.
wrong.
But just listen to this sentence. Off Interstate 95 and into some woods.
Into some woods.
Way too
You don't want to be
general.
specific about what wood?
No.
It's
Way
into
to-
some woods
way
over
to
there.
not do your
Also,
job.
just if they restructure the sentence, was driven off the road into some woods off of
Right.
Yeah, then it becomes more specific.
Yes.
Specific.
Yeah.
You just made yourself sound dumber.
Yeah.
by
You didn't
saying
know how
that.
to end the
Yeah.
some woods.
Into some,
But
into
he
some woods. We
He
think.
temporarily got away by stealing a second Cocoa police vehicle.
Now, how do you think that is? Gets driven off the road after in a cop car.
Yeah.
Another cop car pulls into the woods.
And then
Pulls in to try and
jumps
chase
out
him.
and circles back while they're looking.
Oh
It's like
my
a
God.
Benny Hill.
It's the best Benny
Yeah.
Hill.
Like, it goes back to the car and then drives off.
Yeah. And he was like,
Also, I hope he upgraded because some cop cars are like
you
just
went,
sports
you
cars.
went
Then
from
you get
a
the Charger.
a Caprice to a Charger.
I've seen like Ford Mustang cop cars.
You have not seen Ford
Yes.
Mustang
Come
cop
on.
cars.
Yes.
There's still the
Yesterday
small
I-
ones and then the big like truck looking.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yesterday I saw an LAFD Dodge Charger. It was a fire department issued all red at LAFD on the back, and I'm like,
This is a cool
weird
car.
that you got to be the chief, right?
Right, you're the chief. Or how about like if you're driving on the road and you see just someone in a dark blue Explorer from far away. I like drive up next to him. I'm like, fuck you. Like, why make me scared about like what's going on? Like, why are you like screwing up the highway? Like everybody's driving so slow behind you, and then you're just like a regular person. Screw you.
All right, Volusia County Sheriff Mike Chitwood.
That's a
And
great.
That is a great name.
First of all, great
Chitwood or
chit.
Chip?
Chit.
Great beyond the arc.
Chitwood.
Great beyond
Tell
the
you about
arc.
Jimmy Chitwood from
course.
from Hoosiers.
Hoosiers.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Chitwood.
Division Chief Brian Henderson.
I know a Brian Henderson.
Do you really?
Yes.
Could
I would
this
think
be?
that you guys would. I don't know. They're like around.
Is it Brian Henderson in our sphere of comedy?
Yeah, well, his wife Emily Henderson has
Okay.
done a lot of like home, like what? I don't need to say a bunch of people that you probably don't
I
know.
know, but
she's
I
like an
will.
HGTV person,
Oh,
and
in
he's a cop in
comedy,
Florida.
and He evidently, yeah.
A very
side
subpar
hustle.
cop, Chief Brian Henderson, were the first to arrive after the man went off the road in the second stolen police vehicle. Chitwood said that while some will question how the man managed to swipe 2 police cars,
Yes.
some.
I love that they've
Let me
minimized.
downgrade it. Let me try to minimize how
There are
many
a
people
couple
are
of people saying, "Why
How'd he
did
get
this
2?
happen?"
A couple people with some screws loose were
Yeah.
kind of confused, but it's obviously pretty
a couple people
straightforward.
might be surprised that he catfished the police department twice. The situation ended with no injuries. This is the quote. And listen to this quote and listen to how much he's trying to get in front of people who are going to say.
This is Henderson?
This is Henderson. This is Chitwood. All right.
Okay.
Nobody got hurt.
Nobody got
First
hurt.
off,
So it was a success.
Right.
Yeah.
We did a great job.
Normally people do
sit
get
down,
hurt.
sit down. Nobody got hurt.
Nobody got killed.
Nobody got killed. Is that
Take your
another
pen
one?
out of your mouth. Now
That's
look, nobody got
Said
hurt.
nobody got hurt.
Nobody
and
hurt. Nobody got killed.
Yeah.
Every police officer and deputy went home safe. Like
Okay.
he
This
needs
is like
to.
a kid,
17-year-old
kid
Who does
walks
something
in
wrong.
a half hour after curfew
And drunk.
and is like, first off,
The car is
first off,
fine.
I'm fine.
I got every.
I'm fine. My friends are fine.
The car is fine.
The car is fine.
Did you ever show up drunk at home when you were a teenager?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like, did you have any interaction with your parents whatsoever?
I do remember once actually just being high and my dad kind of being like, "We know you're smoking cigarettes," and I was like, "I am not smoking cigarettes."
Yeah, I got you.
But you were right.
Yeah, exactly.
You were right. You're telling the truth.
was.
It's like the classic acting thing. It's like, I'm believing in what I'm saying, and it is
Yeah.
the truth.
Well, the stereotypes about Jewish families is that everybody talks about everything, and we were not that way. Everything was like secretive.
Yeah.
So I there was one time in high school I came home so wasted I left the front door open and I was sleeping with like my bedroom door open and half of my body like on the floor out of my and they just never said anything to me.
Wow. Do you think they knew?
They knew.
They knew.
Because I later heard from my brother, but yeah, no, they didn't say
They were
shit to
talking
me.
about it behind your
Exactly.
back.
They're like, listen to your brother. Look, everybody's fine. No one got hurt. No one got killed.
Exactly.
Everybody went home fine that night.
All right,
The
Chitwood-
car is okay.
Right? Chitwood made a statement about it. She's fine.
She's
Everyone
fine.
got home.
Okay,
She slept-
everybody-
She slept 8 hours. I don't know why we're making a big deal.
Again, we always do. We do this in our act about like the drunk person is bad, but the drunker friend who like tries to convince everybody that they're fine is way worse.
Yeah.
She's fine.
She's fine.
She broke into the lion enclosure at like midnight, and she's like, "Here, Katie." Her
don't
friend's like,
even-
"She's fine."
Yeah, you don't even know her. She's fine.
She's fine.
You don't even know her. Dan, we're stealing that.
Take
This is her
it. I'll tag
normal.
it.
She's better like this.
She's better. Yeah.
better.
Trust me, she's great.
Oh, you'll know when she's drunk.
This is fun, Jenna. All right, this is what he said on a phone interview. The bad guy went to jail safe, and no innocent person got hurt.
What are you,
Why do
like
we care
6 years old?
Bad guy
Also,
went.
yeah, the bad guy is the good guy in this story. He's the cool one.
Yeah,
He swiped
yeah,
2
yeah,
cop
yeah.
cars.
Swipe 2 cars. By the way, if someone was like, you know how they do in TSA, like they just have people like, go through TSA, like to test it, just a stress test, like with like full machetes in their thing, and like they oftentimes get through. What if he's like, I was sent to you by the department,
right?
He's just a great.
I'm internal affairs. I'm internal affairs,
and I was here to
this
just
would
check
be
it.
that though. If
You
TSA
failed.
like caught the machete person at the gate, they'd be like, hey. We call it like, because that's what he's trying to say here. At the end of the day,
he didn't get on the
plane. It took some woods, but we got.
I would think if he stole one cop car, sure, put him to jail. If he steals two, it's like, all
Hire
right,
him.
good effort.
hire him.
Yeah, 100%.
Steal one, shame on you.
Second
That's
one?
what she said. Second, shame
But the
on
crazy thing is, in real life, this is a lot of how our government works. Like, if you're so good at being bad,
They hire you to, like,
Just catch me if
be
you
a
can.
government
These
hacker.
are like cyber,
cyber attacks.
Yeah,
I hope
they're
he's
like,
being courted by
if you get
someone.
so good, the CIA is like, hey, come here.
Like you can go in and infiltrate people that are stealing cars and steal them back.
I wonder if he's so good or the cops were so bad.
I mean, I think this is.
I think
so
it's
bad.
a combination. But
Do you
all
ever
right.
wonder if sometimes we're just reading stories from a 30-second plot point in any Fast and the Furious movie?
Oh yeah,
I've not
I haven't
seen enough
seen
of
any of
them.
it. How many Fast and Furious?
None.
Oh, I've
None.
seen all of them.
Really?
Dan,
Of course
you care about. It's all about
But my
family.
point
Do you
is,
still do
like,
basic
sometimes I
bitch?
think-
Do you still do basic
that's
bitch?
good. I should add that in there.
I've seen all the. Dan,
I can give you all the titles to the Fast.
I can name
How many are
7
there?
characters in the Fast and
10's
Furious.
about to come out.
So 10 divided by 4 is math I can't do, but that's our average.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Dan,
2.5.
Dan, I can name 7 characters.
But my thing is that I sometimes I think about
No,
this in
he's-
huge
he can.
movies. Like I remember watching Bad Boys and stuff like this. Like a crazy thing will happen in a scene. And you're like, this would be national news. Like a car drove through the 3rd story of a building and landed on a
Into
freeway.
another building.
Like, if that happened in Florida, like if it was Bad Boys, we would hear about it here.
Oh my
in LA.
God, yes.
So we're hearing about like a 30-second plot point in Fast and the Furious.
Can I
Guy steals one
pitch
cop
the
car,
joke?
steals another cop car.
I've seen 3 Fast and Furious movies not on a plane in the theaters.
Oh, that's good.
I am a
Yeah.
basic.
Oh,
I'm a basic bitch.
Opening weekend.
That and Doug Benson's joke about the title for the Fast and Furious 10. Fast 10 your seatbelt.
I should have been.
They should have been.
So
Should have been.
They-
Fast forward.
Fast 10
Do you
most of this
like
movie.
them unironically, or you think they're
I would
bad?
probably say it's a bit of. I mean, it's like, you know, there's certain movies where you bring Kleenex and certain movies where you bring Reese's Pieces, and this is a
Pieces.
and this is a
I remember
definite.
somebody when people say Reese's Pieces.
Reese's
Yeah,
Pieces.
yeah,
That's a
yeah.
Dan thing.
Yeah, but that's
Daniel.
you know, it's a definite Pieces movie.
It's a Pieces movie.
All right, I'm
Pieces
gonna keep going because this is
PG
lying.
and pieces.
Person behind the wheel of each stolen police vehicle was identified as, and I'm not going to tell you how old he was.
Okay.
We'll guess at the end, according to their sheriff. The News Journal is not publishing the man's name.
Why?
Well, because there are some
17?
questions. Yeah, no.
So
They're
it's
not raising his name. All right.
underage.
The man was charged with armed burglary of a conveyance, escape, fleeing, or attempting to elude law enforcement. 2 counts of possession of a firearm by a
Hey,
convicted
you don't need the
felon.
gun. You need all you needed was a car.
2 counts of grand theft firearm. So is this like? Do you?
Oh, he also. Oh,
do you
well,
level
you know
up?
why? No, because
there's a
the
gun
gun's in the car.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering too. Or was he? Because then they almost make it sound like he held a gun to one of them and took the car.
No,
which,
it's like
No,
there's a
it's just-
shotgun
They're just
hanging
happening.
out in the back.
Or yeah.
They're like,
he
no one's going
wasn't
to steal
armed.
this.
The car was armed.
Car was armed.
He just stole the car, which happened to be
Trying
armed.
to be armed.
It's like
Right.
Kit.
So the city of Cocoa got a call
Old
about
reference.
what time? About a man who was acting strangely, stepping in and out of
When did
traffic.
this all start? Oh, stepping in and out of traffic.
Yeah. It started
They
with
have nothing
that.
better to do.
As the
In and
police
out of
talked to him,
traffic?
the man ran into the police car and drove off. So
I'm gonna
this,
say
it was
this-
kind of a bait and
They
switch.
came to get him, and
They
then
came
he stole the
he
car.
was walking in and out of traffic. Weird.
Do you think that's suicidal? What is that?
Maybe I'm assuming he
Bad
has some
day.
issues, but bad day or whatever.
Yeah.
But what
Bath
time of
salts,
day?
sir.
What time do you think this happened?
I mean, now that I know that Florida isn't worse than everywhere, we just know that. But still, it's hard to undo it. So in my mind, at Florida, I'm like noon probably.
Dude.
That was my
I
first
think
thought.
it's like 6 p.m. We're talking like rush hour.
Okay. I'm gonna go 11 a.m.
11 a.m. Get your answers in. Shout it out at your ham radios because they got a call at about 3:45 p.m.
Wow,
Which
right in the
is-
middle.
You were all
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
right
yeah.
though
Yeah, yeah,
to
yeah.
guess in the daytime. Like
yeah.
this was a daytime affair.
Getting
All
a
right.
rush hour.
She added the department's policy calls. They call in for pursuits of high risk crimes. So like this, they will call them in. This is a big deal. Like once he got off on the police car, then it was like all hands on deck.
For sure,
Right?
yeah.
All right. We typically don't engage in pursuit unless it's a high risk felony, which it was because he took the car. In this particular case, he took a police car with arms in it Dan, you called it.
Yep.
So that would be considered high risk. Law enforcement officers gathered with shields and guns drawn and a police dog at the ready. Like the dog's going to stop
Why is the
them?
dog?
Yeah.
Don't bring the dog in there.
Also, where in the road?
And they approached
the woods, Dan.
So the police became struck. The car became stuck in some woods.
Mm-hmm.
Some woods.
Okay,
Like,
to
why
be fair,
can't they
guys,
say it?
what
Second
if
time.
that is the name of this forest?
It's not.
Capital
Some-
SOME.
It's SOME, some woods.
Wait, it became so it wasn't like he just stopped. In my mind, that was cooler because it's just like I don't give a shit. I'm
No, he
stuck.
got stuck
Yeah,
out
okay.
some
and
woods.
gone, yeah.
Yeah.
So then the car's stuck, and they're approaching with shields. Obviously, they got to be
Oh my
safe
gosh.
because this guy has weapons in the cop car.
Of course.
What
And
does
a
Vin,
dog.
What does Vin do?
What does
What does
Vin
he
do?
do?
Family,
Goes out
bro.
the other side of some woods.
They gathered with shields and guns.
counts on
They approached the stuck police car, thinking that the man was still inside it, according to a video.
You don't want to have one person just waiting by the car, right? Not one.
No, not even a dog.
They used a pickup to block the car in. They're like, we got him.
We got him.
We got him, right? But as law enforcement neared the car, the man ran out of the woods, some woods, and jumped into another Cocoa
I
Police
love him.
SUV.
This guy is amazing.
He's so cool.
I mean, it's as
Look,
long as he doesn't.
it's not his job to catch himself.
No. Right.
It's your job
100%, yeah.
to catch him. So
Off
he's
the-
going to keep going.
He's doing great. I hope his family's proud of him.
Like, I mean, on some level, he's 2 for 2.
Yeah.
And by the way, like
100%.
Wilt Chamberlain, who changed the way free throws were, done in the NBA, you got to change the way you pursue people who steal a cop car.
Yeah, if you plan
Leave
it right.
one person at the car.
That's
if you
right.
plan it right, the cops will bring your getaway
He's
car.
helping them find holes in
That's
there.
right.
Yeah.
Sure. We need
Yeah.
to change this. Not everybody goes.
Yeah.
No.
He's being the change he wants
Thank
to
you.
see.
That's
in the
right.
Being the change he wants to see. There is video with this, but it wasn't attached to this. We can search for it, but
or whatever.
I can't find it. It wasn't attached to the article.
It's vivid in my
I'm
imagination.
sure if you Google "guy steals 2 cop cars," you're going to find that video.
Randy, Google it.
Sure.
No. I'm saying our listener.
Okay.
Our listener.
The man,
Our
officers
single
ran
listener.
after him.
Do you say our listener?
Yeah,
our
our
listener.
listener.
Our constant
one
listener.
Ran after him with one officer getting as close as standing right at the open driver's door of the police SUV after the suspect hopped inside. How do you not get him at that
How do you
point?
not get him at that point?
According to the video. The man
Open door. You're as close to the open door possible, and then he just goes
The
up.
man took off again, driving north in the stolen Cocoa Police SUV. Its
Entered
blue lights
into
still flashing.
some other way. So he now has a blue light flash. So everyone's pulling over to the side, and
We've
he's
done
just,
Probably doesn't know how
stories.
to turn it off.
no.
We did
he
a
might
story
not.
once where a guy stole a cop car and then responded to a domestic call.
Oh yeah.
Dan, that was
Like, hey,
hero.
He's on
Again,
a
yes, so cool.
Right. Right.
Be
I'm
the
fully
change.
on their
Hey
side.
man, once I
Yeah.
get in the car, I'm a different person.
The car. What is? It's like the clothes make the man. Like the
The
car.
car makes the man and woman. Yes.
That's right.
Sure. Thank you for being conclusive.
Thank you. As he fled, an
And
officer
them,
on the police radio
them.
advised any other vehicle dealing with him, lock your doors. So now they're saying it.
I think what they're
Two in the
saying is-
hole. They're like, hey,
Yeah.
if you're dealing with this dude and you get out of your car, lock your door.
Lock your door.
They
do
learned.
what we should have done.
They learned.
All they're saying is we have the capacity to learn.
That's right.
Is that wrong?
We
Do we
can
want to
grow.
condemn? I encourage any police department to say, you know what? We, from the people who live where we protect and serve,
They did a little mea culpa.
yeah,
You guys do better
we're
than
willing
we
to
did.
learn.
Would you rather the Beastie Boys on Hello Nasty did a song that had a verse similar to I did it like this, I did it like that, I did it with a wiffle ball bat, or that they grow as people? They grew as people.
Yes,
so
they grew
I
as
say
people.
credit them for the growth.
They grew twice as slow as AI would have grown.
Right.
Well, don't even. We can't go down. That's
Yeah.
a dumb
No,
road
do
that
not.
we're all going to
Do
run
not.
into.
I'll tell you about Allen Iverson. Police blocked off the entrance to Interstate 95, shutting the highway down as commuters lined up on ramps. I'm sure they were happy about
Oh
this.
yeah, you're commuting and now you got to line up while they handle this whole thing.
The SUV ran off the interstate and into the median around
Oh, buddy.
the 258 mile marker. Chitwood said his biggest fear was that
Hey, some woods, mile marker
258. Like they're so specific about the mile marker. Tell me the goddamn woods that it was.
Nope, some woods.
Chitwood was the first person who approached the stuck police SUV. Division Chief Henderson was there almost at the same time. Both of them locked their car doors. I added
Of
that.
course they had to.
Dude.
More law enforcement officers quickly arrived. This time the man did not get away. The sheriff added he was proud of how officers and deputies worked together.
No.
In the
Yikes.
end.
In the, I
In
mean,
the end.
are you proud?
Are
Are
you
you? Does
proud
he
of
have to
that?
say
He
that
has
to
to say
save
that,
face?
right?
Right?
What else? I'm very disappointed. It's a bad job.
This is the kid. Hey, mom and dad, you should be proud
Be
I
proud
made it
that
home.
I came
Yeah.
home.
You should be
Yeah.
proud I
It's
made
proud
it
that I'm
home.
telling you the truth.
I was
Yeah.
only a little bit late and not 2 hours.
I made it home.
I'm not
It could have been
sleeping
worse.
half off my bed with the front door open and my bedroom open.
My bar was very
This
low.
is his final quote is pretty great.
Okay.
Again, all he's doing throughout this article, Chitwood, is trying to get ahead of the criticism.
Sure, of course.
Right?
That was the Woods. Chitwood, sorry.
Some Woods. It was the Chitwoods. Some Woods. It was the Chitwoods. Thank you. We are trying to get. We are going to get criticized. Like he just knows it, right?
Right? Yeah. We're gonna get criticized.
How could this happen, or whatever? That's what
Or whatever.
That's the quote. That's the quote. How could this happen, or whatever?
He's trying to minimize it.
He is trying to minimize it so much. Whatever.
We're getting legally separated or whatever.
Your mom and I still like each other. It's not your fault, or whatever. Chitwood said, that's a fair criticism. He said it. It's fair criticism.
Is there a but?
No but he kind of gives with a but, silent but. By the same token, people have to look and say, you know what? They didn't shoot and kill him.
True.
No one got hurt. That's where we're at with the cops right now. Look, we didn't shoot and kill him.
Yeah.
So
I would
everything
say,
up.
You're right.
I'm home, Mom and Dad. We made it safely.
And so is this guy. We deserve a high five. We didn't shoot
This
and kill
does
him.
verbatim sound like a speech Brian Cox's character in Super Troopers would give at the end. Like at the end. Because think of him. He's trying to deal with these yahoos on his force. This guy, Chitwood, seems to be the same. Or Henderson, whoever it is.
You're painting the best picture of it possible.
Look, guys, I'm not happy with these yahoos I got either. That's fair. Or whatever.
But at the end, it's not a Reno 911 sketch.
Yeah,
sure, that
this
is.
is
You see
live.
Dangle out there being like, did we do everything right today? No.
This is
Did we kill
Veruca
anyone today?
County.
Do you remember when there's a little dark, but there was a quote unquote shooting at Trader Joe's and somebody died?
Yes,
But what
100%.
actually happened was the cops shot inside blindly.
Yes.
And there wasn't like a shooter.
So this guy's saying we didn't do
We didn't
any
do
of
that.
that.
Anybody.
Yeah.
We
And I honestly go,
We could have
thank you.
easily done that.
We could have just killed
Thank
people
you.
for fun.
We're capable of doing
should-
that.
Probably should have.
We certainly do that enough, but we didn't do that
By
to
the way,
this
if
time.
they had shot him, they would have been like, no officers died.
Okay,
so
no
that's
officers
pretty
died,
good.
and we protected the public. All right.
Right.
So how old is he?
This is like our new stand-up bit where we say like, we don't throw in our kids' faces enough that they were never kidnapped on our watch.
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah.
You're
kidnapped.
lucky,
Yeah.
bitches.
Yeah. You got to throw a big yet on there.
All right, look, we're gonna get out of here on this.
So far.
How old is the man who went into some woods, stole 2 police cars,
Stepping in and out of traffic.
in and out of traffic,
And you know what? Changed protocols forever.
Probably
Right.
changed the
Yeah.
police force.
Yeah.
It
Lock
should have
your
been
doors.
protocol already.
For the
Yeah.
better. He changed it for the better. How old? How old do you think
And no
he
one
is?
died.
I kind of want to say 17 just because you said you couldn't name him, and I'm like, maybe his.
Okay,
Crushing.
17.
You're also going to say 17?
Yeah, that's what I was going to think. I'll
17 and a half.
because I didn't give the name. 17's got to be. But I'll go 20 years old.
20 years old.
27.
27 years old.
Okay.
Get out of here on this.
Okay.
First story almost in the books. This gentleman shot at your ham radios.
We don't know his name.
Is 33 years old. Same age Jesus was when he died, right?
Wow, kind of
Jesus
the
and
same
this guy.
person. Yeah.
It might have even been Jesus.
did
Man,
some
the
great
next story
stuff.
is coming from you. We're going to find out what you're up to and talk to you about
How people can follow Avital and just support
Ash.
her and Ash.
Really nice to hear people say my name right. I don't care what the last name, but the first name.
Avital is
Yeah.
perfect.
You guys are nailing it.
We'll talk all about that and what we have going on the other side of the break. It's Dumb People Town. Don't go anywhere.
Boom, boom.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the show. We are back with the great Avital Ash. I had the pleasure of getting to work with her at a show and watch her do stand-up, and then I took the deep dive into her stand-up and her Instagram, which is a wonderful follow. Some, killer... If you want to know how to post great stand-up clips online, some truly killer bits that you have on there that I love so much, and I just want to know how people can follow you and consume what you're doing and all that stuff.
Thank you. I'm at Avital Ash on everything, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. And this is terrible that there's the instinct to undercut, but I do feel like
undercut,
my strategy.
don't undercut.
Okay, fine, I'll just stop.
Overcut.
Just to try. I'm going for a lot. What's that word? A lot instead of quantity over quality.
Quantity over
So I
quality.
don't love all of them, but there are a few that
I've seen
I
some
love.
great ones,
Thank
and
you.
you've done a great job, and it makes me want to see you more as a stand-up and whatnot.
Do you have any dates coming up?
Nice.
Or anything
Yes.
local?
Well, I'm doing that same show that we met on Michigas
Oh, that
on
was
March
super
15th
fun.
because it's all crowd work.
Yes,
Which is
super
really
fun.
And then, I have a couple others, but I don't remember. I could pull out my phone, or you could just follow me on Instagram, and I'll post about them.
Great way to do it.
Awesome.
And you did a little thing on Barry. You've done some great acting things, which is wonderful too. It's very exciting. I'm so proud of you and psyched for you. It's great.
What about you boys? Where are you at?
Right. We are end of this month.
End of March.
End of March.
End of March, we'll be in Phoenix at Stand Up Live, and we're going to be with our buddy Jeff Baldinger, who's fantastic. He plays the piano at the Comedy Store, and he came with us up in Seattle and Portland. If you were at those shows, thank you to that. But we'll be at Phoenix Stand Up Live, one of my favorite rooms in
It's a giant room.
Huge room. Let's sell it out. We've had like some really good numbers in the last several shows that we've done, and let's hope it's an upward trend, and we just would love to sell those shows out because they're amazing, and Phoenix is a great place and a great place to do stand-up. So that's March 30th, 31st, and April 1st, and then we're going to be at Moon Tower together. I'm so excited. We're going to do Tag It at Moon Tower. We're like hosting this little par 3 golfing on Friday
That
with
was
like
so perfect.
oh yeah, it's going to be so much fun. It's kind of like, we do the ping pong thing, and then we've done the foosball thing with Kelsey Cook, and now we're going to do this par 3 golf thing, which will just be a blast on Friday morning, and then we're going to do Dumb People Town. So all great stuff while we're there. We do the goddamn comedy jam, super fun. That's the third week in
April.
The 20th through the 23rd.
And then we're coming back to Minneapolis. First time. We've been back in Minneapolis in like several years, maybe 5 years, 6 years.
So that's happening, and then we're kind of working on the summer. We might go back to Montreal.
We'll be at Acme in May.
Might go back to Montreal. We're going back to Ann Arbor in the fall, and then we're going to Springfield, Missouri, the Blue Room, November 10th and 11th. So all that stuff, supersklars.com, danielvankirk.com.
Well, for all of my November dates, you'll want to go to danielvankirk.com. But before then, I'll be at Moon Tower with these guys doing a living wake.
Such a fun show.
Do you know who you're doing yet, or no?
I do, but I don't know if I can say.
All right, then don't reveal it. But are we excited about the guests?
Oh, it'll be super fun.
Great.
Yeah. And then a whole bunch of stand-up, and then obviously Dumb People Town. And then the next weekend, I'll be headlining with the Grolics in Denver. So that'll be great. And then on the 14th, before all that, on the 14th of April, I will be doing my Would You Rather comedy show in Houston, Texas. So go to danielvankirk.com.
Love it.
I want to throw out there, because I don't know how much this matters. I'll be doing some shows in New York the last week of March. I don't know where.
Great.
But then right after that, I'm going to New Orleans for the Overlook Film Festival, because I wrote and directed a segment. It was in my reel, you might have seen it, of this anthology film that was a response to the overturning of Roe v. Wade, and we'll be playing there. But what's really fun is in that short, I played a cop, and I got to drive one of those big. So I'm like, I know how to turn those lights on.
I locked my car when I got out of it.
I knew better.
I knew better than that.
So if anybody's in New Orleans, come say hi. But mostly I just wanted to tie it back to the...
No, I love that you did. You have experience. You know what's up.
Sorry, I'm basically a cop.
You are a cop. Basically.
You have to tell us.
Look, nobody got killed and no one got hurt. All right?
Left it by some woods, all right?
You ready for this?
Hurt, but I survived.
You ready for story 2, sent in by Joseph Gaccioni? Hey, Gaccioni. At Ancient Wisdom, D-U-M-B. Love this dude.
That's good.
Here's and you will love this because we're all actors at heart and we all want that part so badly. Kentucky man posed as a dead body on TikTok for a large number of days. Now he's going to be on CSI. He got the part.
As a dead body?
As a dead body.
So this was his TikTok that he was like, I'm going to pretend to be a dead body.
In various locations. All right, I'm going to get into this. Louisville. Kentucky native.
Love Louisville. I'll be there in May.
Yeah, we will have just, I think when this drops, we'll have already been there in Lawrenceburg, Indiana. So that show was amazing.
Thanks for coming.
Louisville and Cincinnati coming out for that. Kentucky native Josh Nally, Nalley, Nally.
Love his rap.
Has zero acting experience.
Baby,
Okay, Kentucky native Josh Nally has zero acting experience. Way to put the guy down, right?
He clearly has experience.
This freaking clown.
Yeah.
But he's so natural at playing quote unquote dead. Yeah, we know he's not. When you say playing dead, I don't think you need to put the quotes in.
What would you say, honestly?
Or if it's playing dead is in quotes, then he's actually dead.
Right.
So the playing dead is the
he's playing dead that he's been cast to play a dead man on an upcoming episode of the popular CBS series CSI Vegas. Jay and I did CSI. That was
we
fun.
did the original CSI.
The old one.
I don't want to yuck anybody's yum.
You're gonna shit on us doing CSI? Thanks a lot, Daniel.
Wow, Dan.
Can't.
But
wow, Dan.
We can't.
This feels like this is like background work. right?
Dan,
I got an You're gonna love
I'm
this
not
guy.
saying-
Dan.
Does the dead body get a flashback?
Oh,
that
maybe.
No.
Let's
Then
get
it's
it.
serious.
You're talking about history, prehistory.
yeah,
Maybe a
Dude,
younger kid acting as the
Kevin
No, him,
Bacon in
maybe
The
not.
Big Chill, right? Or Kevin Costner in
Kevin Costner in The Big Chill.
Costner in The Big Chill.
But you
Dead
know what
body.
I'm saying.
Dead
For
body.
anybody, I don't
Yeah.
want to break the illusion for anybody. But
Dan.
when you enter a contest in other parts of the country and you will get a walk-on part in
Right.
whatever, they're essentially
background
giving
job.
you.
What are we thinking?
More often
I
than
know
not,
exactly what
they're
you're
giving
thinking.
you a background. Now, don't get me wrong. As a boy who grew up in Rochelle, Illinois,
You
if
loved
could have
to play
told me
dead.
I could have gotten a walk-on part on Night Court. Okay, old one. New one's pretty fun too, but old one. Or like you can't do that on television or any of those things. I would have lost my mind.
Yes.
But what you come to find out when you move here is it's the type of work for people who haven't figured anything out yet or need money for drugs.
Are they flying him out though? Because that's pretty glamorous. Then.
The whole thing can be awesome.
Do you guys want to hear this?
But also, at
Yes.
the end of the day,
Yeah.
Your background.
A
Now, he'll
decorated
get treated
artist,
better.
nevertheless.
Yes.
Well,
You'll
the
get-
craziest, like, you won a contest to be on something.
And
Jay,
I've done a lot of backgrounds.
So Dan,
Dan,
Jay and I were on
The
the
Sopranos.
finale of The Sopranos. Jay and I we were not on it, but Jay and I were driving and doing a gig like outside of Baltimore. So we flew into Baltimore and we rented a car to go drive to do this college somewhere. And we're driving, we're listening to the radio, and someone's doing an interview with the guy who played Johnny Sacks, who
Yeah.
I thought was
I
unbelievable.
think we were being taken to morning radio to do that show.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
And so we're listening to the radio show,
Sure,
so
yeah,
we get
yeah,
a
yeah.
sense of we're interviewing Johnny Sacks.
Johnny Sacks, who I thought was a great actor. Meanwhile, his acting process, just so you know,
They're like, the guys was like, so how do you get ready?
How do you get
for
into this
How do you
character?
do
You're
this
such a good
character? You do it so well.
he's like, I don't know. I just listen to their line and then I say mine.
when their lips stop
Stop
moving, I
then
say the
my
line that comes next, and then I don't even.
We're like,
listen to
wait,
them.
that's you're not.
I've seen
that's-
worse.
doing it wrong.
I've
You're
seen
not
worse.
engaging at all. I'm like, whatever.
I don't
Somehow
know.
it's
It's his
amazing.
line, my line, his line, my line. I'm
Like, that's not how acting
What?
goes, but whatever, you're fantastic. But I think he was like really mad because the woman who played Ginny, remember, like who clearly was not an actress. She was like made fun of
Did
because she
great,
was
though.
overweight.
Yeah.
Did great. She won a contest to be on the show. So I'm sure he was like,
Wait,
oh,
the
I got to.
Sopranos, who's Ginny?
Ginny was sort of the Johnny Sacks
wife
sort of
that was
over-
always having like struggles with her diet, herself professed that it was always an issue for her, and then their daughter gets married and he has to get let out of jail, spoiler alert, but also where
Where he's the president.
None of this is sounding familiar at all.
Really? This is all
So
season
she was
4,
just a
I think?
larger,
What's wrong with me?
Larger
woman, and it actually made you like. I'm like, you're not understanding anything about acting. You being in love with this woman and not caring about how she looks made me love you
Oh, it was
more.
great. Wait,
you
so
don't know
but
about
her,
acting, Johnny Sacks.
She won a role
Contest.
and then just they kept her
Yep.
on.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay, so you never know.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
If she starts becoming a diva, then you go. All right, so. I got an email from CBS said that they'd seen me on TikTok and wanted to offer the part. Who's
I love
scrolling through
this.
TikTok looking for dead bodies?
CBS executive.
Who sent that email? Les Moonves. He doesn't even work for CBS anymore.
At first, I didn't believe it, but they flew me out to California.
I love it.
go.
I love it.
On
It turned
Spirit
out-
Air.
It turned out that Mario Van Peebles was the director. This is
Whoa.
insane. For that episode. So besides
The
getting
original
cast in the show,
MVP?
I got to meet him, which was great. But my guess is that he played dead. I'm going to show you a picture of him. This is him just playing dead, hanging out on the set.
Wow.
Right here.
More of an uncomfortable nap.
Yeah, it just looks
Right.
like someone's going to wake him up.
Is he
like,
dead?
Yeah.
No. Get him out to set. No, he's not moving. Oh, God. Oh, he's just kidding. Okay.
Someone
Maybe
we
he's napping.
we worked on, I forgot what movie it was years ago. It might have been Bubble Boy, but someone was talking about they knew people who worked on the crew of Waterworld, and they were like, because widely regarded as like the biggest waste of money ever, and they were like, just people were just
bad, though.
sleeping, crew members just sleeping throughout the day of work days, and they're just like burning through money. Is that one?
Waterworld. Yeah, it's Waterworld.
Nellie, who hails from Elizabethtown, about 45 miles south of Louisville, was asked to the set of CSI after the show producers in Los Angeles spotted his macabre yet hilarious, will be the judge of that, series of TikToks. Although it is kind of funny.
Sure.
For the past year, and we'll get to his age later, restaurant manager has campaigned for the role of an unalive person. I love that, like, you can't say dead anymore.
Yeah,
Is that
didn't they already say it in? I guess on TikTok people will not say dead.
Yeah.
And they won't say suicide.
Yeah,
they'll
yeah,
say,
yeah.
like,
You have to say
unalive.
unalived.
Oh, unalive
yeah.
person. Movie or
Does he
television?
identify as an unalive
I don't know.
person?
By
Or-
creating daily posts at various locations around the Bluegrass State. Although the locations are always different, his postures seldom vary.
This
So
is
he's-
sort of like lazy planking. planking.
Yes.
This is
Planking?
Yeah.
Remember how simple our world was that we just were like, oh, these people plank everywhere.
That was the
Although
trend.
this would be alarming if someone didn't know what was going on.
Sure, of course.
Most often he's face down in snow, dirt, grass, or rocks on the bank of a river, someone's front lawn, or a local park. If he's face down on your front lawn,
snow too.
you
That's-
come
he's
outside
gonna-
and come on, you're gonna be like, what is going to
terrifying.
Yeah, how does he not? How do people not see him breathing? Like, how is he? Is he
just-
very good at
He's
this?
really good at it.
Anybody face down anywhere,
scary.
that is scary.
Wait, how is
Actually, I
this-
disagree. In my
Face down with your arms back.
My time living in some not so great neighborhoods, I always had a rule: face down, fine; face up, dead.
Face up,
Why
dead.
face down? Fine.
It just seemed
People
like
don't
someone-
die face down.
Face up, I was always like, "You okay?" Face down, I figured they were asleep.
They're asleep.
But
you
face-
can barely breathe face down.
It
That seems
depends
so
on
much
the
more alarming.
position.
Occasionally now.
Yeah,
Nelly-
if you're,
so.
if they were face face down, then I'd be like, just
You're
call.
thinking more like on their side, taking a nap.
yeah.
Then that's
So-
But face up always scared
But
me
he
more.
might be the dead body guy from now on. Like,
Right.
he get 20 roles like the guy who was like, you can call me Ray and you can call me Jay,
but you
and
doesn't call me Johnson.
Right.
All right, so-
there was like an old guy from the 70s who like that was the only thing he did.
But he was like in 10
You talking about Ray
commercials.
Stevens?
no, you can call me Ray. I'm gonna
find
look it up. and I'll
Occasionally,
show it.
Nally changes up his dead guy pose, slumps against crumbling rock wall. Why does it have to be a crumbling rock wall?
Sure. Yeah.
Like why? That's, what
That's
it's
how
like.
he died.
That's how he died, crumbling rock wall.
I won't slump in front of a fully intact rock wall.
Right.
It must
He doesn't
be
think he's
crumbling.
good enough. For
Yeah,
a full
reclines head first at the front of a set of stairs. This is
Sure.
so weird.
These are all places
By
people
the way,
collapse.
here's another headline in the
collapse
story. Just a quote, just another headline for another story.
Mm-hmm.
Never give a gun to a duck.
That's just in there. It says
That's just in there for another story.
like when you're looking at an article and you gotta click on a link to
Yeah,
another
there's
story.
that.
That's one.
So now I'm gonna give this guy
also
pub.
true.
Yeah.
Or you know what?
But
Almost-
I wouldn't think you'd have to say it. It's kind of like the laundry, the Tide Pods, where they're like, "Don't eat them." You're like,
Dude,
"Yeah, we knew
I'm
that."
eating them. I'm eating them. I'm
Right.
frying one up.
Right.
Check out his living_dead_Josh TikTok page, and you'll find more than how many entries with Nally in hundreds of lifeless scenes. Nearly how many entries?
I'm gonna say nearly 1,000.
1,000 entries. You say 100. What do you say?
475.
Okay, get your answers in, townies. He has 350
Wow.
entries. 350. All right, so you're right there.
You're the king.
1,000
Such
felt
as
wrong
lying
soon as I
prone
said
on
it.
the banks of the Salt River, splayed out under the Corvette Museum sign in Bowling Green, or prostrate in the dining room floor where his family enjoys the Thanksgiving meal. That's funny.
That is funny.
That
They
is
know.
funny because you have
You
relatives.
know they know that everything's
But
okay.
also,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Oh,
funny
God.
that the family.
Josh is doing it
everywhere
again.
they go
Everyone's
with this
so
guy.
annoyed, I'm sure.
He's like, you think I'd look cool to look dead over there? Dad,
So
I don't know.
here's-
I
Can
don't
we
know,
just
Dad.
have one family
I just gotta be
meal
to
where you're
practice.
not? Yeah.
Can we please not do this again? When are you going to do it? Just let him do it. And then there's like people yelling, like, let him do it. I don't want him to do it right now. Let him do it.
I guarantee probably Louisville is gonna invite him to like be dead on our 50-yard line,
Or
like,
be
it's like-
dead-
like schools, athletic places are gonna be like
from
be-
the
yeah.
star of the background of CSI, Josh. Anyway,
I would like for him to step it up and do a little more like Harold from Harold and Maude, where like the deaths are happening.
hanging,
Yeah.
actual hanging death. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
thank you very much. Great call. I don't like speaking on camera, he said, but I can lie there and act like I'm dead pretty easily. I love
So
that
he doesn't want to speak
How
on
do you
camera.
find
So
this out?
this is his dream.
So does my teenager every morning.
Having
Folks.
done more than 300 of these posts, I've progressed and gotten better. You get better at this stuff if you do it more.
sure,
At
yeah.
first,
He's honing his craft.
Listen,
right.
at first you could see me breathing, or the fake blood looked really bad. I've gotten rid of using the blood and got it better at holding my breath.
Good
That's
for
all it
you,
takes.
buddy. Yeah,
Hold your breath.
Sort of a Houdini.
It's the animals that sometimes trip him
it's
up.
like an above ground diver.
Yeah.
He often gets friends to help make the videos.
That should be his handle.
Which once included a few unruly goats, and there were many videos that include his dogs. I figured out the best way to have some kind of movement in the videos so it doesn't look like a still photograph. One of my dogs still seems curious about what I'm up to. The other ones are just kind of wanderers and then wander off.
Are we gonna get so many
Are they his
followers?
goats?
This guy
So they're
has?
not your dogs.
They're not his goats.
Not his goats. Just got.
First of all,
That
don't
is-
lay there. And also, if you
He
widen,
wants a star on the Walk of Fame.
I don't want to be mean, but if you widened out, there's probably 3 or 4 more people doing the same thing.
Yeah.
The
there
star
on-
is Mark Helgenberg,
Randy's
right?
showing us the Hollywood Walk of
Yeah.
Fame and our guy laying there.
Walk
When he
of
traveled to California for his
Walk of
CSI
Fame, 'cause
Vegas
he's immobile. Thank you.
debut, they took him to the Hollywood Walk of Fame to pose for his
famous one unalive videos. They wanted me to pose next to CSI legend Marge Helgenberger's star and asked me to bring a towel to lay on because that sidewalk is really dirty, Dan. You're right. But I forgot. So rather than laying face down, I kind of turned on my side and played dead. The thing, so basically, if you go face down, you're face down in a whole bunch of urine. Drinking someone's urine. That's right.
Yeah.
If that's what you like. I don't want to yuck someone's yum, Dan.
Sure.
The thing was, the sidewalk was really, really hot. For his television debut, he spent 2 hours in makeup and then lay very still on a gurney for 3 or 4 takes to get the look in the scene just right. We had to redo one take because I had my phone in my pocket and I forgot to turn it off. Do you love this guy? Do you love this guy?
Rookie
What,
mistake.
dead guy can't get a phone call?
So you guys, I think I've told you, I died on ER.
I died on Agent Carter.
Yeah, on the final season of ER, I was doing background work. Okay.
Brian Henderson, I know through someone on Agent Carter, so it is a small role.
there you go.
Joe Kai, do you know him?
Who?
Enver.
Ooh.
Joe Kai. He is on that show.
Nice.
Or maybe it was also a movie. I'm thinking of the show.
No, show.
Yeah,
He was on
show.
the show.
I'm very new to LA, and I'm doing background work, and I always made it a habit to try and ingratiate myself because you never know what could happen, right?
Sure. I love it. What we tell everybody.
I'm at Warner Brothers lot, and I go up to the guy who's kind of in charge of wrangling all of the background, and I said, "Hey, I'm Daniel," and he's like, "Okay." And I'm like,
Okay.
"So if you need anything, I'm here." And he's like, "Yeah," and I go, "All right." And he's like, "Just go over there."
Such a great interaction. Good talk.
And I was
talk,
like,
son.
I'm gonna go over there, and he's like, "That's what I just said."
Great.
And I go,
Super.
"Okay." So I go and sit down, and this is probably 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. You've already, it's background, so you've parked the farthest away, and you've walked as far as
You've been there for an hour and a half already.
And I'm sitting there, and I look over at the guy, and I see his head kind of up, like scaling, like looking around, scanning,
yeah.
And he looks at me, and I'm so new to LA. I'm like a golden retriever.
Yeah.
I'm like,
alert. Yes.
yeah. And he's like, and he
Your
gives
big
me,
break.
he gives me the.
Oh God, Dan.
Calls you over to the
I
couch.
mean, the feeling in your loins at this point.
And I walk over, and I'm like, hey, and he goes, do you act? And I go, oh,
Goddamn right I do. Yes, I do.
I said, yeah, doesn't everybody here? He goes, no. Most of these people are either retired or practicing acoustic guitar or trying to get weed money.
Right.
And I was like,
Thank you.
oh, okay.
Great.
And
Great.
so he goes, we have an actor who didn't show up, and we have to shoot this. Can you take
Dan, this is the story.
Dream.
Can you take direction? And I was like, I went and sat over there.
Yeah, Dan, that's funny.
So then
That's a
he
good
goes,
one.
okay, come with me. So then I go with him. And so the guy, he was in ER. His character had lost an arm by a helicopter. A famous television actor. He was directing that episode. And so they told me, so you're going to... we're going to come in and we're going to have these scenes, and these are your lines, and then they're going to be trying to save you, and then you die. And it was a whole moving the classic ER coming through the
shot,
whole thing. And so I'm and I do the whole thing, and they shot that on day 1. That was the first day of the episode.
My God, Dan, this
and then
is
they were
amazing.
like, so we need to establish you being here.
Yes.
So for the next 4 days, I was laying in a hospital bed.
Oh my God.
In the background.
Beautiful.
Wow.
First day, the whole time I'm like this, they're like, Daniel, you need to just stay chill.
Yeah, that's it.
By the third day, I slept all day, every day. You're just laying in a bed, and they ended up cutting it so much that it's barely me coming in, and then you see them trying to save
Doesn't
me, and then I
matter.
think somebody goes, yeah, that guy died.
Do you guys want to see the makeup
Still
this guy
incredible.
had? Look at him.
Oh wait, you moved it. You moved it.
You moved it
Oh,
up.
shoot.
Wait, Dan, that's unbelievable.
I know. I'm
know,
so
I-
happy for that version of you.
Yeah, I was
It's
Young
life-changing.
Dan.
ecstatic.
Young Dan got
They did a really
Wow.
Oh, so he's been he's gotten a autopsy.
Yeah, they're going through his thing, and so it's fun. By the way, dead man can still have a phone ringing.
That's
okay?
true.
That's all I'm
Sure,
gonna say.
No
I don't
rules
know why
against that.
you-
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know why they
Kinda
had to
like
cut
a
that scene.
Hodor.
The heart stops.
Vibe.
Your phone
Of
doesn't.
course, it was a telemarketer calling. That was kind of embarrassing. I love that he had to add that detail in.
Yeah.
Of course. My friends and family knew not to bug me on this. Possibly spam. Anyway, although Nelly doesn't plan on quitting his day job, he also doesn't plan on giving up the ghost of the TikTok campaign to play unalive parts in the future. He should be the
Why are
unalive
you
guy.
saying unalive here? You can say
You can say
dead in a
dead
fucking
here.
article.
He's actually exactly.
There's
He's
no
actually
answers.
So then they go right after that. He's actually received several offers to play dead. All right, they're immediately like, we don't care.
Yeah, they're, I think, just trying to find other words to not say dead over and over.
Including in a music video, and there have been a few low-budget movies that have also reached out. For now, Nelly is weighing his options while continuing to produce TikTok videos, most of which promote the upcoming appearance on CSI Vegas, which airs November 3rd, which already aired last time.
That's all right. Yeah, means you can find it.
All right, so I originally got this idea seeing a woman on TikTok posting about hot sauce. Wait, what?
Who knows?
And then got offers from a bunch of hot sauce companies. I thought if I was creative enough playing an unalive person, you can say dead. You can
I think
say
he's
dead,
just TikTok
Avital.
trained. I think he's just TikTok.
He can play dead, but he can't say dead. Like, what's going on?
I could get the attention
dead.
of a television show or movie production company, and how about that? It worked. I love this guy so
crazy.
much.
That's
So we
I
got
love
two
it.
things we're gonna guess here.
Okay.
Right?
How old?
How old
What's the
is
weight on
this
this
wonderful guy? What's his weight? No, how old is he? I'm not gonna do that. How old is this wonderful dude?
I mean, based on the glance you gave me,
Yeah.
Because sometimes the pictures you show give you a wrong picture of what it is, so it makes it even more difficult.
I'm going to say he's 51 years old.
51 years old.
43.
Okay, Jay.
58.
One of you is 1 year off.
Ooh, okay.
Whoa.
So we can all go up or down
Up
here?
or down.
I'm going to go 50.
44.
57.
Get your answers in, townies, because this young man, Josh Naley, is 42 years old.
Oh, you went
it
the other
feels
way.
so good.
Look
It's so
at
good to be
Feels so good to be
close.
right. How many days?
This is my ER moment.
That's right. How many days did he pretend to be dead? I said he pretended to
But
be
not
dead.
consecutively.
Yeah, right.
It's days he's been doing this for?
Yes, where he's pretended to
Okay.
be dead.
He's not like lying.
He's been the
there
dead guy for how
immobile.
many days?
On TikTok, how many days has he
total.
posed?
Oh, man. 300, maybe he's I'm gonna say 111 days.
Okay.
Yeah, are they kind of adding all the hours of each one?
I don't know.
Who
You
knows?
guys have to tell me.
I'm gonna
I'd say
say
114.
I like it.
What do you say? 150, 114?
114, 111.
111.
212.
212.
Okay.
All right, get your answers in, townies. We have one more segment. It's going to be fun. But he posed as a dead body on TikTok for 321 days.
Whoa.
Wow.
There
so
you
he's
go.
doing a one a day.
Yeah.
Wow.
Have you guys seen? It feels so similar, even though it's a different thing. But it keeps popping up on my TikTok, where it's like either a woman in bed or a man in bed, or sometimes a woman and a man in bed, and what looks like a ghoul behind them. And I always get sucked in for just long enough where I'm trying to figure out if it's like an animatronic ghoul of some kind or someone in a costume. And then I'm like, this is what they want, is me to just
Stare at it
Yeah.
for long enough.
Right.
Yeah.
It could be an old Showbiz pizza commercial.
Speaking
Anyway.
of showbiz, this is the old show. This version of this guy who did one thing and was
Yeah.
booked on all these comedy shows. This is it.
How are you this week, Mr. Johnson?
You doesn't have to call me Johnson. My name is Raymond J. Johnson Jr. You can call me Ray, or you can call me Jay, or you can call me Johnny, or you can call me Sonny, or you can call me Johnny, or you can call me Ray.
This is the whole thing?
Or you can call me
This was all.
That's it.
You can call me Archie.
And he got work.
Work.
Or you
And it wasn't. There was no TikTok. So
No.
what was he doing to?
He just did it.
He just did it around town on
She
Hollywood Boulevard.
doesn't call me Johnson.
That's it.
Dan, give us a little
Wow.
taste of what we can hear in this quick segment 3.
Oh, a Lamborghini problem.
Hey.
Dude, that's what we
like a
all
champagne
suffer
problem.
from is
Yeah.
champagne problem, Lamborghini problems. Avital Ash is here with us. We're going to do one more segment. It's Dumb People Time. Don't go anywhere. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Daniel, take us home.
Okay, I got
buddy.
a fun little story.
Okay, let's do it.
Great.
Sent in by Travis Yates at the Travis Yates.
Is that Stephen Elton Yates' son?
Who knows?
I don't know.
Fort Lauderdale, Florida. We went right back
We're right
to where
back
we
where we
began.
began.
Here's the headline. Lamborghini SUV lands on roof of Fort Lauderdale home, slides off, catches fire.
What?
Oh,
How?
I know.
What?
I
This is
know.
also like a
So
Fast and the
Florida.
Furious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the
What?
beginning of Magnolia.
Yeah, like, oh, the cars
A
are just dropping
Lamborghini
from the sky.
SUV.
Or like
By the way, have you
Donnie
seen
Darko,
Lamborghini
or-
SUVs?
They're
They're crazy.
expensive.
Oh,
That
my
was like
God.
no
But also,
back windshield either.
It's like they only come in mustard yellow.
Or like
That's a good call.
or like lime green.
Yeah.
But like who at that point it's just an SUV. So I mean, is it that much better, Dan? I don't know.
Oh, I'm
I mean,
sure it
you're
is.
the
I'm
guy-
sure it is. I'm sure it has that engine in it.
Right.
I'm sure
Okay.
it just goes.
A Lamborghini SUV landed on the roof of a Fort Lauderdale house.
Seems plausible.
Slid off and burst into flames before the driver fled the scene.
What?
So at what point though?
I'm just gonna try.
Because it didn't. The driver didn't flee the scene before it landed on the roof.
I'm gonna just. I don't want to drive down this street. My ex-girlfriend lives on this street. I'm just gonna try and jump this house.
So
over
my
this
guess is
ramp.
they were driving on like a curvy street and went off the side and came down.
The incident occurred.
Curvy street that like is high,
Elevated
Higher
over
than-
houses.
like not a highway, but just
Wait,
a high.
she grew
up
up in
street.
Florida. There are not a lot of hills in Florida. Am I
No.
right?
No.
Not.
No, I'm trying to. I can't even.
Imagine
Yeah.
how you
The
would
incident occurred just before 3:30 p.m. on Sunday.
could have made that a
Do you
guessing
drive onto
thing.
a trampoline
What's
and
that?
like
We don't
Could've
have
made that a
time.
guess.
launch?
3:30 p.m. on a Sunday.
On a Sunday. That is relaxed
The
time.
Lord's Day.
Right.
Yes.
You should be relaxing, not
Yeah.
driving cars
It
on top
happened
of
in the
roofs.
1100 block of Northwest 7th Avenue. Add that
Put it
to
on the
Dumb People
walking
Town
tour.
walking tour.
Yeah.
Fort Lauderdale Fire and Rescue Assistant Chief Timothy Heiser told WSVN that the Lamborghini SUV crashed into another vehicle and then flew through the air
Oh my God.
about how many feet?
So
Crash,
boom and up.
Flew. So flew would be on a trajectory.
Yeah.
I mean, flew.
Jason,
40 feet.
40 feet?
25 feet.
I'll go in the middle. 33 feet.
Okay. Flew in the air about 30 feet.
Yay!
I'm on a roll.
Landed on a roof of the house right here. I don't know where that is.
Yeah, right.
By some
great,
woods.
Great journalist.
Right here.
Woods.
Right here.
Hit the tree.
See where I'm pointing, readers?
Hit the tree.
Hit the tree.
Hit the tree. This is obviously when somebody
one
says something
tree.
on camera that they put into written
Yes.
form. Right
Flew
here. Hit the
right
house,
here. Hit the tree.
Hit the tree.
Let's
Went
be
over
more
there.
specific.
and fell to the ground and burst into flames.
By the way,
It's kind of a hat on a hat.
that is a little like.
Yeah.
Yeah, in a movie, you'd be like, it's too much. We got it.
Right,
We're
right.
landed
You know,
on
just
the roof.
cut at the roof.
Yeah.
Like, we
Yeah.
would just cut
Yeah.
Into the roof. By the way, kudos to the house for being strong enough to bounce
To sustain
Yeah.
to sustain a Lamborghini being hurled 33 feet. 30
I'm
feet.
just imagining a lot of trampolines. Like, how is it bouncing off of the
Well,
house?
here I can
One
show
to get
you.
onto the
I can
house?
show you some pics.
That's the problem. That's the last time you drive into a sky zone.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Jesus.
it gets up. And then you can see after it's like
wow.
all charred, the charred remains of it. Well, this will be in the YouTube video.
This
at
is one where the
very end.
cops could be like, and no one got hurt, and it would be impressive.
Oh my
versus
God,
like someone
this
just
is
stole your
insane.
car twice,
It is a
and we
small
didn't
house,
shoot him.
so let's be honest.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
all the more
that's true.
strength. A lot of strength in that sturdy little house. It's like the Rudy of houses. Just a ruddy little fella who.
That little house that
Yeah.
then just
little
did
house
its
that
thing.
could.
that
The
did.
little house
house that could.
Yeah.
that could stay up.
What kind of a house you got? So, like in the selling of the house moving forward, can take the impact of a Lamborghini
Yes.
SUV.
My
Two
favorite-
bathrooms.
My favorite person in this story, just on name alone, witness Clarence Middleton.
Great name.
Clarence,
who should we get
watching
for-
a lot of things from the
I
front
am
porch.
not
You can just feel
related
it.
to the
Yeah.
queen,
Sitting
to
on the
the
porch all
princess.
the
I'm
time.
I'm gonna tell you what I didn't see. Well, then that doesn't. don't
Clarence,
start out like that, Clarence.
Let's tell us what you did
Yeah.
see.
He
Well,
told
a
W-
whole lot of nothing.
He told WSVN he saw someone stuck inside the mangled SUV, so he helped pull the driver out. Way to go, Clarence.
Clarence.
Wow.
But the driver didn't
Hero.
wait for medical attention.
Gone.
Gone.
I'm
Just
out of here.
leaves?
He knows he's screwed up.
This is a quote from Clarence Middleton.
He's drunk.
He got up and ran off with no shoes on, with just socks on.
I'm
Just
very glad there was evidence because I feel like otherwise no one's going to believe Clarence
Nobody's
about
going to
any
believe
of
this.
this.
No. But also the fact that Clarence has just seen a car
Go into a
fly
house.
through the air, land on a house, hit a tree, fall down, burst into flames. He's like, that motherfucker only had socks on. Like, that's his
the
big
weird part.
takeaway.
And then he turned to everyone and said, "Now, do y'all want to see a Civil War sword?" And you're like, "Oh no,
Nope.
no, we do not."
Firefighters are well, depends on which side. Firefighters arrived a short time later and extinguished the flames. Employees of Westway Towing, which was called out to haul the vehicle away, took pictures of the aftermath, which you can
saw.
see. Yeah.
I wonder if it's a stolen car because why else do you run?
Or you're drunk.
Or
Or
drunk.
you've had,
Okay,
or
that
you're.
makes sense.
I mean, if you have a Lamborghini, I'm assuming you're not drunk. You're probably coked up.
Yeah, maybe.
That, you
Yeah,
you
you're
don't
right.
drive
Drugs
a.
are stolen.
Drugs are stolen. Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, it would be cocaine. You're right.
It would be cocaine.
The driver
Miami.
of the second
Yeah.
vehicle,
Fort
yeah,
Lauderdale.
this wasn't a parked car.
Yeah,
they
someone
hit
launched
an
him.
oncoming
car that just
or went
rode up-
with it.
No. I probably rode up the front of it.
rode up the
yeah.
front of it and then just
It
took
was a
off.
launch pad.
This is a
there was
fast
a trampoline on the other car.
that bounced on top of
I
the
mean,
tram.
Randy,
It's carrying a trampoline home.
11 years
Can't
ago.
wait to get this
Transporting
trampoline
the
home
trampoline.
for our kids.
11
Bing,
years
boing.
ago, we saw a man suplex another man outside of a Gelson's.
Suplex? What is it?
Suplex,
He
sorry.
picked-
Yes.
I was like, I don't
picked
know.
him
That
up.
was me. I messed it up.
Souffle.
Yeah, souffle. Oh, it is a
Souffle.
suplex.
What is it?
Kind of had him by the head and then grabbed him by the waist and then went straight up with him
Okay.
and
and
backwards
and
onto
then
the.
fell down on
Yeah.
the sidewalk.
Yes.
We saw that happen
Well,
in
I don't know.
Silver Lake.
2 people that you didn't know.
Nope.
No,
people
no.
we didn't know.
Obviously, neither one of us will ever forget that.
Said it's
If you
for a
watch
Super
any
Bowl.
car in any residential area, even in an arena, go 30 feet through the air,
Yeah.
you're never gonna.
No.
So there's a video that I highly recommend watching. Like so in Silver Lake where I am, there are some hugely
Huge.
tall
Yes.
streets. Baxter is a huge street.
Mm-hmm.
I had to drive over it when there were some street closures, and like you just go
Terrifying.
very slowly over the
Yes.
top of it. And even as you're
Feels like
if
a
you're-
roller coaster.
right? And if you're in an SUV, because you can't see what's on the other side, you don't see what's coming. Someone took a Tesla
Yo,
SUV.
this went viral about a year
Oh
and a
yeah,
half ago.
and like just sped
Gunned-
it up as
gunned
fast as
it.
it could, gunned it, and it flew probably
over.
like 85 or
Hit about
100
4 or
feet.
5 cars
Hit a
on the
whole
way
bunch
down.
of parked cars. I'm like, dummies, what are you doing?
it was
I want to see
rented.
the video.
Or was it rented?
rented,
Oh
yeah,
my
it was
god,
rented.
it's insane.
Right, it seems like you have to try to do that. You
Oh, yeah.
can't accidentally bounce off of one car onto a
yeah,
roof.
this guy was like,
Idiot drunk.
I'm trying
Yeah,
to get. I
no,
don't know.
that's
what
why
this
he
guy-
ran
The
away.
driver of the
Right.
second vehicle walked away with only minor injuries.
Amazing.
Good.
Thank God.
So we know Henderson's going to be happy about that.
Nobody got
seriously
injured.
Clarence Henderson.
And nobody inside
Clarence
the home was
Middleton.
injured either. Firefighter said the house had to be vacated because of the extent of the damage caused by the crash.
I mean, they should get
Jeez.
like a swimming pool. I mean,
Yeah.
if with
Honey,
this,
what was that? You go look.
did you hear? Did you? Did
I
you
think it
hear
fell
that?
off and hit the tree. Well, who cares?
Did you
then?
hear that?
Yeah.
Well, look
Did
in
your
the
car
morning.
land
Yeah.
on our
The
house?
tree.
Yeah, look in the tree. That's our show, friends.
There you go.
Hey,
That's
look
the
at
show.
that.
Be careful out there.
Avital Ash, thank you so much.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much.
joining
Thanks for
us.
having me.
And as we say, oh shit, we got to get back to work. Boom.
Stick around, make a sound. There's more Dumb People Town.